Jesus said, when you pray, go into the closet and shut the door so that no one hears. So why do we pray in church or other gatherings? Because the Bible also says in 1 Timothy chapter 2 that we should gather together in church and pray. And it's often what we see Jesus doing even. We see it throughout the New Testament. We see it happening, say, in the book of Acts. Every time they come together at Antioch, and Pisidian Antioch, and they come together for church, and they commission missionaries. They're praying. They pray together. Now, what's the point in Matthew 5, Matthew chapter 6, rather, when this discussion is had? Let me look it up for you and catch up with you here. Matthew chapter 6. Here's how it starts. The idea of this concept of praying, it starts this way. Beware of practicing your righteousness before others in order to be seen by them, for then you'll have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. So the concern, and you can really see Jesus lean into this in the 23rd chapter of Matthew, is the Pharisees who love to practice what they think is righteous behavior in front of people so people can go, oh, it's so righteous, you're amazing. And God said that's nothing but pride and selfishness, and you should not live that way as a real Christian. You should care about what God thinks, not about what people think. And they used to go on the corners and make a big deal in Jerusalem and pray, and everyone go, oh, what a godly man. All he's doing is praying all the time. Well, that's when he's saying, let's contrast that. Let's make sure that your giving's not done by sounding a trumpet, which it says in verse 2, and throwing money in an offering bag. Just send in your money, right? Just, if you're going to give to the Lord, give to the Lord. Don't even care about who sees it, right? You don't need your name on a plaque. You don't need something in lights, right? If some churches or organizations do that for whatever reason, they just need to be careful about that. Some Christian schools will do that. I can see the reason for that. But when it comes to you giving, the motive needs to be seen by your Father, not by people. And that's why he says, go into your inner room, shut the door, pray to your Father who's in secret. Why? Because the Pharisees were known for praying on street corners. And here's the thing, we're not praying on street corners when we go to church to pray. Because as it says in 1 Timothy 2, we're praying together in church as Christians, and we care about God hearing us. That's when you expect to be praying, is when you're in church. Jesus even said it for the temple in the Old Testament. He said, this is supposed to be a house of prayer. So Jesus isn't contradicting himself, saying, hey, you got to pray in private, only pray in private, you can't pray in public. Then he goes to the temple and goes, this is supposed to be a house where we gather together to pray, right? He knows that the difference between the people praying in a gathered space for worship is different than the Pharisees going out and saying, hey, everybody, look at me, I'm praying. So, Edmund, I hope that helps. I hope that helps a little bit